What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have some more wild stories coming from the pen. Now, before we get into these wild and crazy stories, please do not forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell before you leave, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go ahead and jump on down to Indiana prison. An Indianapolis man already serving 2 life sentences without parole has asked the Madison County Prosecutor's Office to file a death penalty case. The man's already serving 2 life sentences and he's requesting the death penalty. How do you think an inmate's going to go about getting a death penalty in prison? You don't just ask for it. How do you think he's going to get it? Tommy P. Holland, 45, is charged with murder and the stabbing of Clifford Baggett at the Pendleton Correctional Facility. Mr. Holland appeared in Madison Circuit Court Division 3 on Tuesday and rejected a plea agreement in which he would have pled guilty to murder and received a 3rd life sentence without parole. He ain't trying to get that. He don't want another life sentence. He wants the death penalty, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a lot of states' death penalty is very difficult to do. There's a lot of protesters, there's a lot of laws, a lot of people filing motions for this not to happen. People that don't even know the killers. They just don't like the death penalty. You know, most people after, killing a bunch of people and they keep giving them life sentences because they probably don't have the death penalty, or they do and they just haven't used it in so long. Madison County Prosecutor Rodney Cummings said Holland told Judge Andrew Hopper he wanted the death penalty. Holland told the prosecutor that he will continue to drop bodies until you give me the death penalty. Just give it to him, man. He wants it that bad, just give him the shit. Let him have it. Let him have all 100% of it. Cummings said he will think about filing a death penalty case against Holland, but is leaning to not take that legal action. I don't want to spend the county's money, he said. If there is no trial, it would cost about $50,000. A trial and appeals could cost $750,000. It's not an appropriate way to spend taxpayer dollars. When did they give a shit about that? Oh, man. Damn prison billion-dollar industry may talk about spending taxpayer dollars. He will serve another year in segregation and then be returned to general populations, Cummings said. God, I feel sorry for the damn inmate he gets in general pop. He also went on that people have requested the death penalty, but they ultimately later change their minds. And I believe that. A lot of people react and move upon emotion, and he might just be having a bad month. He's tired of living in solitary, or whatever the case is, and he's just fed up with it, 20 years from now, homeboy might have a whole nother outlook on life, but then it goes into, does he even deserve it? He's taking all these people's lives. Does he even really deserve it? Surveillance video captured the victim's death in cell block H. Holland is seen entering the cell block and holding something near his waistband, according to the affidavit. Holland walks back and forth as if looking for something or someone and then stops behind the stairwell. I tell y'all all the time, that's the blind spot behind the stairwell, ladies and gentlemen. The victim opens a door in front of the stairwell where Holland had stopped, and he is then attacked, according to the affidavit. The video then shows the suspect pull a weapon from his waistband and attack the victim, at first in the back and then several times in the body as the victim falls to the floor before DOC guards are able to separate the suspect from the victim. During the autopsy, Carmen said 10 sharp force injuries were located on the victim's upper right arm, right underarm, right ear, right neck, and right chest, left forearm, left palm, lower back, and buttocks. That dude poked him the hell up. Each stab wound went to a different part of the body. That's crazy. And that was almost, I can guarantee, intended. Because most people, ladies and gentlemen, when they get to stabbing someone, unless they're like tussling, even when they're tussling, when you stab someone, it's usually like 3 or 4 times in the same spot. Pop, 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 pop. Because you're just rushing, whatever the case is. And that's usually how it goes down. And if it ain't the same spot, it's usually within the same area. This one was, I mean, it was like head, shoulders, knees, and toes with this guy. He hit him from head to toe, back, side, front, left, right. He knew what he was doing with that shank, man. He did some John Wick shit on his ass. Crazy, crazy story, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go to prison. You never know when that lifer might want his death penalty, and you might be the one-way ticket to get it. Now, this one's wild. Going to North Carolina, Scotland County, North Carolina. An inmate was stabbed to death Monday in a fight at Scotland Correctional Institution, according to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety. Now, listen to this. This is crazy, all right? Mario was stabbed to death with a homemade weapon after he and 5 other inmates, so that's 6 altogether, him and 5 other inmates, entered another offender's cell around 10:30 a.m. They apparently entered the other cell as part of a dispute. 7 inmates were involved in the fight. 7. Okay, so that means Mario and his 5 homeboys, which is 6 people. That's what they said. He said Mario and his 5 homeboys entered a cell. So that's 6 people right there. The 7th person involved is the guy that they're going to attack. Mario died and 2 others were taken to the hospital. So what does that mean? Okay, Mario and his 5 homeboys came in the cell over a dispute with the 7th guy. And the 7th guy put work on them fools. If Mario and his homeboys got stabbed up, that means that 7th guy was damn John Wicking it too. The State Bureau of Investigations and the Division of Prisons are both conducting separate investigations. Mario was serving a 28-year sentence for second-degree murder. See, now, check this out. This is a very interesting story. What's going to happen to the victim that took that man's life? A man that's already convicted of murder, doing 28 years in prison, is rolling up into his cell with 5 homeboys of his to go and attack another individual, corner him in his cell. Does the man all by himself in the cell who's getting cornered have the right to defend himself at all costs? Does he have the right to take that man's life? In my eyes, that's self-defense, ladies and gentlemen. And any judge with a heart and common sense could watch the video and agree with me 100%. Self-defense, man. And you know, chances are he might not get too much time for the murder because they're going to take all this into consideration. Homeboy went there to attack him with 5 other guys, and, you know, he already had murder as a prior conviction, you know, but the judge is going to take all this into consideration, and there's also something else that he's going to take into consideration, and that's him having an illegal weapon in prison. Should he be held accountable for having an illegal weapon in prison if these guys were trying to kill him in the cell? You know, a lot of guys go through the same type of situation where it was self-defense all the way around, but they're getting 10, 20 years added to their sentence because they took the man's life that was going to kill them. I've always said this about prison for the most part when it comes to stabbings and fights and stuff like that. Unless it's caught on camera and all that good stuff, I mean, it's like a lose-lose situation because it's illegal to have weapons. And if you use a weapon to defend yourself, regardless of the situation, they're going to hold that against you. Inmates got it rough, man. Prayers to all the inmates that are facing situations like that. You can't risk someone that's already killed someone to come in that cell and put that kind of pressure on you, man. You can't risk it. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 wild stories coming from the penitentiary. Let me know what you think about the second story. That's what I want to know about. And if you were the victim, if you were in the victim's shoes, what would you have done? If 6 people walked into your cell and one of them was already convicted for murder. And then tell yourself this. Don't ask yourself this. Tell yourself this. Now I understand why inmates have shanks. Because you never know when a guy who just got life is going to come in your cell trying to take yours. Prison's lose-lose situation and nobody gives a shit. That's why I'm here. Let's try to change people's perspective on things so that they do give a shit. But please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell before you leave. Check out all the links in the description of the video. Go add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. My second channel is Mr. Death. That's the name. I'll leave that pinned in the comment section as well. We go live daily over there with Brittany and a few other people. And as always, I salute to every last one who's been supporting me since the beginning. And everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.